Hello, Internet. So today I figure crack open 5 of these Darkside of Dimensions movie packs. And so basically what I'll do is I'll open up all 5 of them, sort out the contents, and then so I'll jump cut that part so you don't have to sit through 10 minutes of me opening the packs. And then we'll just get straight into going through the promos that they include, and then I'll open up the 45 packs. So I will see you all in a few seconds. Okay, and we're back. Whoops, just move that out of the way quickly. So before I go through the 45 packs, we'll just quickly go through these. So we have Crystal Dragon. Once per turn during your battle step, if this card battles this turn, add 1 level 8 dragon type monster from your deck to your hand. That's not a bad effect. 6-star monster. Shiny Blue Eyes White Dragon. And, ooh, that's a really nice artwork for Slifer. And it requires 3 tributes, attack and defense equal to the number of 1,000 times the number of cards in your hand. If you special summon, discard him at the end of the turn. Opponent can't react to him coming into play, etc., etc. Whoops. We have another Crystal Dragon, another Blue Eyes, and another Slifer. I'll be very sad if all 5 packs are Crystal, Blue Eyes, and Slifer. I mean, I know it's a 50-50 chance, but that's, oh, I don't even want to think of the odds at that point. We have Duza, the Meteor Cubic Vessel. If it's normal or special summoned, you can send 1 cubic card from your deck to the graveyard. Once per turn during either player's turn. If a monster was sent to your graveyard this turn while this card was face up on the field, you can make this card gain 200 attack for each monster with a different name in your graveyard. Huh. That's an interesting effect. I mean, so he basically comes in and treats himself as an 1800 attack card off the start. That's a very interesting artwork for the Dark Magician. The color scheme that they're using. Very monochromatic. And another Slifer. I like Slifer, but I don't like him enough that I'll try to figure out a way to run 5 copies of him. Come on. I do have a pair of scissors right here. Why am I not just using the scissors? We have another Crystal Dragon, another Blue Eyes, and a 4th Slifer. What the heck? I would like at least 1 obelisk, please. Please, I can has obelisk. Another Crystal, another Blue Eyes, and another Slifer. Yeah, story of my life. Okay, so let's get into these packs proper. So we have Palladium Oracle Mahad. Huh. When you draw this card, you can reveal this card, special summon it from your hand. If this card battles a dark monster, its attack is double during the damage step only. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon 1 Dark Magician from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So if you didn't see the Millennium World arc or read the manga, Mahad is the one who, in ancient Egypt, he is, what's the name for it? The spirit of his soul was the illusionary mage, and when he fought the Phantom King Bakura, he combined his soul with his spirit monster and became the Dark Magician, which is why Yugi has, or Atem has the whole link with Dark Magician. Unification of the Cubic Lords. Fusion summon 1 cubic fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials. If a face-up cubic monster is destroyed by battle or leaves the field, you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 level 4 cubic monster from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, and if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle. That's an interesting take, the polymerization as a trap. Dimension Sphinx. What is going on with its feet? Paws. Like, what are those? That's weird. Activate this card by targeting 1 face-up attack position monster you control once per battle, during the battle step. If it is attacked by an opponent's monster with higher attack, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between the attacking monster's attack and the target monster's. If the targeted monster leaves the field, destroy this card. Huh. I mean, I guess it's decent if you attach it onto a 0 attack monster that your opponent's attacking into. Dig of Destiny. When you take battle damage, draw 1 card. If this card is in its owner's graveyard, is destroyed, or under this owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can draw cards equal to the number of Dig of Destiny in your graveyard. I mean, it's okay. I guess it sort of works with the Dimension Sphinx. Cubic Mandala. If you control a cubic monster, activate this card by targeting any number of monsters that are in your opponent's graveyard because they were destroyed in center this turn. Special summon them to your opponent's field, but each becomes 0 attack and has 1 cubic counter placed on it. Monsters with a cubic counter cannot attack, also negate their effects. While your opponent controls any of the monsters summoned by this effect, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. When the last of these monsters leaves the field, destroy this card. Huh. That's an interesting... Like, it still gives them tribute material and whatnot, but at least it fills up their board a bit. And we're back to Mahad. Marsh Macaron. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon up to 2 other Marsh Macaron from your hand, deck, and or graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. Oh, do hope I get 3 of him then. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Requires 3 blue eyes. At the end of the damage step, if this is the only face-up card you control and this fusion summoned card attacked, you can send 1 blue eyes fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. This card can attack again in a row. You can use this effect up to twice per turn. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a blue eyes monster you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So that's a very nice card. And there's nothing restricting it from being special summoned by other ways. Magical Contractor. Add 1 spell card from your deck, from your hand to your opponent's hand, then add 1 level 7 or 8 monster from your deck to your hand. Huh. That seems different. Guile the Cubic King. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by sending 1 cubic monster you control to the graveyard. If summoned this way, this card gains 800 attack. If this card is special summoned from the hand, inflict 800 damage to your opponent at the end of the damage step. If this card battled, you can target up to 2 Vijam the Cubic Seed in your graveyard. Send this card to the graveyard, and if you do special summon them, then you can add 1 Vulcan Dragon the Cubic King from your deck to your hand. Indiora Doom Volt the Cubic Emperor. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 cubic monsters you control to the graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. If summoned this way, this card gains 2400 attack. If this card is special summoned from the hand, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. If this card is in your possession and is sent to your graveyard by your opponent's card, you can target up to 3 cubic monsters, special summon them. You can add 1 cubic card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Huh. Now, I haven't actually seen the movie, but I am intrigued, both by Mahad being there and, or Mahad being a card, as well as the cubic monsters. Cubic Karma. When this card is activated, you can target one cubic monster you control except the cubic seed. Send any number of cubic seed from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Then that monster gains 800 attack for each, even if this card leaves the field. During your opponent's turn, if the cubic seed is special summoned by the effect of a cubic monster, send this card to the graveyard, and if you do, have your opponent's life points. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one cubic monster from your deck to your hand. The cubic stuff seems interesting so far. I'm assuming a lot of it is playing off of the cubic seeds and cubic rebirth. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, target the attacking monster. Your opponent special summons in attack position as many monsters as possible from their hand, deck, and or graveyard with the same name as that monster. Also, the attack of the targeted monster and those special summoned monsters becomes 0 and place 1 cubic counter on each. Monsters with a cubic counter cannot attack, also negate their effects. Also, after that, if any cubic counters were placed by this effect, special summon 1 level 4 or lower cubic monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. That's actually a pretty nasty trap. Especially if you they have stuff that they may not necessarily want on the field. They may want them in their deck for various effects or in the graveyard. Assault Wyvern. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, tribute this card, special summon 1 dragon-type monster from your hand or graveyard except Assault Wyvern. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Crimson Nova Trinity, the Dark Cubic Lord. Acquires 3 Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to be summoned normally. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. While this card declares an attack, have your opponent's life points. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack during the battle phase. If you take effect damage, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. Like, he has... It's very hard to bring him out, and when he's on the field, that is... I mean, he's very big. Can't be targeted by your opponent's spell or card effects. Or, yeah, cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Has your opponent's attack whenever he attacks. He can attack twice a turn. I mean, very hard to pull him out, but... Celtic Guard of Noble Arms. Cannot attack while you have any cards in your hand. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 Celtic Guard monster from your hand. When this attacking card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can draw cards equal to the number of Celtic Guard monsters you control. I mean, that's not bad. A little bit of a downside of, you can't have any cards in your hand, but other than that, I mean, 2100 attack on a 4-star monster. Can special summon Celtic Guard cards. I should double check. I'm pretty sure that would also include the Celtic Guardians. And draws cards when he deals battle damage. That's not bad at all. I mean, worst case scenario is he's drawing you a card. So we have another unification of the Cubic Lords. Another Dimension Sphinx. Oh, Dark Magician Girl. That's the 300 attack for every Dark Magician or Dark Magician of Black Chaos in either player's graveyard. Dimension Guardian. Activate this card by targeting 1 face-up attack position monster you control. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If the targeted monster leaves the field, destroy this card. No, I mean, that's a good wall. Guess you can use it with the Dimension Sphinx as well. Magician's Defense. When you control a spellcaster-type monster, any damage you take is halved. You cannot have the same damage twice this way. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 spellcaster monster in your graveyard to special summon it. Oh, that's not bad defense at all. have Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by revealing 3 other cubic cards in your hand with different names, and cannot be special summoned other ways. Unaffected by other monsters' activated effects, whose original attack is 300 or less. Or 3,000 or less, I should say. When this attacking card destroys a monster by battle, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack during this battle phase. During your end phase, each player takes 3,000 damage. You can only use this effect once per turn. So that's not too bad. I mean, you can drop 2 of them in a turn if you have enough cards in your hand. Marshmacadon. Buster Gundil, the Cubic Behemoth. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by sending 3 cubic monsters you control to the graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. If summoned this way, this card gains 3,000 attack. This card can make a second and third attack during each battle phase. If this card in your possession is sent to your graveyard by your opponent's card effect, you can target up to 3 cubic monsters in your graveyard, special summon them, then you can add 1 cubic card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So, I mean, bit of a shame that it's a 4-star monster that you have to tribute 3 monsters for. Can't special summon him other ways, can't normal or set summon or set him. I mean, he's a 3,000 attack card, but and he can attack 3 times a turn, which is nice. So, I mean, at least you're not losing out on attacks with him. Chocolate Magician Girl. Alright. Once per turn, you can discard 1 spellcaster type monster, draw 1 card. Once per turn, if this card is targeted for an attack, you can target 1 spellcaster monster in your graveyard except Chocolate Magician Girl, special summon it, then change the attack target to it, and if you do, the attacking monster becomes half its current attack. That's a pretty nasty effect. Yeah, because it's the attacking monster, not the monster you summon whose attack becomes half. Blade Garudia, the Cubic Beast. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by sending 2 cubic monsters from you control to the graveyard. If summoned this way, this card gains 2,000 attack. Can make a second attack during each battle phase. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can target up to 3 cubic seeds in your graveyard. Send this card to the graveyard, and if you do special summon them, then you can add 1 cubic behemoth from your deck to your hand. What are these cubic seeds? I've not seen any of those yet. I mean, if the cubic seeds are just like, oh, when you summon this, you can special summon up to 2 other ones from your deck, then these cubic cards make a lot more sense. But because there's been a couple that have used them for effects, but I don't actually know what they do yet. Buster Gundil, the Cubic Behemoth. Vulcan Dragani, the Cubic King. Must be special summoned by sending 2 cubic monsters. Gains 1,600 attack. If this card is special summoned from the hand, inflict 800 damage. And he pulls out the Cubic Emperor. Metamorph Fortress. Activate this card by targeting 1 level 4 or higher monster you control. Special summon this card as an effect monster. 1,000 attack, 1,000 defense. Then equip that face-up monster to this card. If summoned this way, this card gains 1,000 attack, or gains attack and defense equal to the attack of the monster equipped to it by this effect. Also, if it attacks, change it to defense position. That's actually quite a nice card. Yeah, I mean, just the fact that you're basically taking a monster you control, adding 1,000 onto it. Chaos Form. Can be used to ritual summon any Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field and or banish Blue Eyes White Dragons or Dark Magician from your graveyard whose total levels equal exactly the level of the Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster you summon. So it's for tributing out or ritual summoning out Chaos or Blackluster Soldier ritual monster. but specifically using Blue Eyes White Dragons or Dark Magicians. Here we go. Vijam the Cubic Seed. Cannot be destroyed by battle. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you can place this card face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. And if you do, place 1 cubic counter on that opponent's monster. Monsters with a cubic counter cannot attack and also negate their effects. If this card is treated as a continuous spell card by the spell during your main phase, you can special summon this card from your attack. Okay. So that's not too bad at all. I do hope I get 3 of them. I'd like to try making a cubic deck. We have Apple Magician Girl. Once per turn, if this card is targeted for an attack, you can special summon 1 level 5 or lower spellcaster type monster from your hand, then change the attack target to it, and if you do, the attacking monster's attack becomes half its current attack. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target up to 3 other Magician Girl monsters with different names in your graveyard, add them to your hand. So similar to the chocolate one, but she also returns other Magician Girls to your hand. Another Cubic Karma, another Chaos Form, another Cubic Seed, Kiwi Magician Girl. During either player's turn, you can discard this card. Magician Girl monsters you currently control gain 300 attack and defense for each Magician Girl monster with different names on the field and in the graveyards until the end of this turn. Spellcaster type monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects, and your opponent cannot target them with card effects. So that's an interesting one. I mean, the obvious play would be... discard her for her effect. Then if your opponent attacks, use Apple Magician Girl, or I think Chocolate Magician Girl would be able to pull her out as well. There we go. I have another Cubic Rebirth, another Palladium Oracle Mahad, another Assault Wyvern, Lord Gaia the Fierce Knight. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, if a monster with higher attack, then this card is special summoned to your opponent's field. You can make this card gain 700 attack until the end of the turn. So that's, I mean, it's definitely a counter card for the Cubic. And considering, I mean, XEs and Synchro Summons and all that are special summons as well, aren't they? So, I mean, it's not a bad card in general. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, negate the attack, and if you do, draw 1 card. Then if it's a monster, immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon it in face-up attack position. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, draw 1 card. If the card is a monster, immediately after, so you can normal summon it. Okay. I was reading it's like, negate the attack, draw a card, if it is a monster. And I was thinking it was referring to your opponent's monster attacking. So we have another Unification of the Cubic Lords, another Dimension Sphinx, a Dark Horizon. When you take battle or effect damage, special summon 1 Dark Spellcaster type monster from your deck with attack less than or equal to the damage you took. Huh. I haven't really noticed, but I think all of the... oh no, they are different elements as well. So, I mean, as long as you take, at least 2,000 damage, you could bring out Dark Magician Girl, if nothing else. Kaiser Force Raider. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, this card gains 500 attack. If this card is destroyed by battle, the monster that destroyed it loses 500 attack. So, I mean, can start snowballing. It does require a tribute summon if you have something on the field, though. Cubic Wave. Target one cubic monster you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls. The attack of that monster you control becomes double its current attack, and if it does, the attack of that monster your opponent controls becomes half its current attack. You can banish this card and any number of cubic monsters from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls equal to the number of those banished cubic monsters. Place one cubic counter on them. So that's a very good support card. I do like the ones where you can use them once they're in the graveyard as well. So. I mean, just being able to... yeah, it's getting windy out there. Just being able to take a bunch of cards that are in your discard and you won't be able to bring them back out. You know, just remove them from the game and lock down your opponent's board that way. So we have another Unification of the Cubic Lords, another Dimension Sphinx, another Marsh Macron, which I think gives me my third one, Celtic Guard of Noble Arms, and Magician's Defense. Yeah, it just says it's 57 secret rares, so I would assume that it's roughly equal chances of getting each card, but I know that's probably not the case. We have another Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, another Buster Gundil, another Chocolate Magician Girl, another Blade Garudia the Cubic Beast, and, oh, Gold Gadget. When he's normal or special summon, you can special summon one level 4 machine-type monster from your hand. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one level 4 gadget monster from your deck, except Gold Gadget. You can only use one. You can only use one effect per turn, and only once that turn. We have Cubic Rebirth, Palladium Oracle Mahad, Berry Magician Girl. If this card is normal summoned, you can add one Magician Girl monster from your deck to your hand. Once per turn during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets this card or targets this card for an attack, you can change this card's battle position, and if you do, special summon one Magician Girl monster from your deck, except Berry Magician Girl. So that seems pretty nice support for the Magician Girl. I don't know if I want to say archetype or sub-archetype. You have another Dark Magician Girl, another Dimension Guardian, yet another Cubic Rebirth, another Assault Wyvern, Metalhead the Moving Blockade, or Metal Hold, I should say. Activate this card by attributing any number of level 4 machine-type monsters you control. Special summon this card as an effect monster. Then equip those face-up monster to this card. If summoned this way, this card gains attack equal to the combined attack of the monsters equipped to it by this effect monster you control. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters you control for attacks except this one. Also, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with card effects except this one. So that's a slightly different take on the gadget archetype. Not bad. Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned by revealing Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand. You can only special summon Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon once per turn this way. This card's name becomes Blue Eyes White Dragon while it is on the field or in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. You cannot attack the turn this effect is activated. So just straight up, no strings attached, can destroy an opponent's card. I mean, you only have to have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand to special summon him. You don't have to tribute anything. That's a nice card. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Special ritual summon this card with Chaos form. Must be ritual summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict double piercing battle damage to your opponent. Only shame about the Chaos form. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it is a level 8 monster, so you're only having to tribute one Blue Eyes for him. So that's not bad at all. Like, I know it does say that, oh, the levels have to be exactly equal, but I mean, it's level 8. Blue Eyes are level 8. We have another Unification, another Dimension Sphinx, another Crimson Nova, Sentry Soldier of Stone. If all monsters you control are rock-type monsters, minimum 1, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. Like, it's not a bad way of bringing them out, and I think all the gadgets are stone as well, are earth as well. And another Dig of Destiny. Yeah, I mean they're okay. Deep Eyes White Dragon. When a face-up Blue Eyes monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, and you have a Dragon-type monster in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, inflict 600 damage to your opponent for each Dragon-type monster with different names in your graveyard. If this card is normal or special summoned, target one Dragon-type monster in your graveyard. This attack becomes equal to that monster's. If this card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Not quite sure how I feel about him. I mean, because it does specifically say Blue Eyes monster, so you're looking at either being a 3,000 or 4,500 attack monster. And he does have some built-in, I guess you could say protection against your opponent destroying him. Crystal Avatar. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, if its attack is greater than or equal to your life points, special summon this card in attack position as an effect monster. Warrior type light, level 4, that has attack equal to your life points. Then change the attacked target to this card. If this card summoned this way is destroyed by battle after damage calculation, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. So, if he's destroyed by battle, you'd be dealing damage to your opponent equal to your life points. I'm trying to think of exactly what situation... I mean, you could potentially win the game with it if your opponent has low enough life and they swing into it. Another Cubic Seed. And another Kiwi Magician. And, yeah, that's the last one is the Lord Gaia. So, no, I'll definitely say, I remember the packs they had for Pyramid of Light, where I think there was 8 cards total in the set, and the pack you would get 3. And then you had, I think it was Pyramid of Light, whose sole effect was being Pyramid of Light. You had the 2 monsters that required Pyramid of Light to be on the field. And I think there's a bunch of other hoops to bring them out. You had their combined form. And I'm trying to think if that was the set that had Sinister Serpent. Where, like, the reason you were buying the set, the packs, was for... there was a monster that when it goes to the graveyard, you could play another one from your deck. And... you know, so you're buying the packs for that card, not for the big bonds, big foil cards. It's like, no, I just want this one specific common card. So overall, yeah, I'm definitely interested in the cubic cards. I'll have to take a look to see you know, what to include with them in there. A little sad that I ended up getting 5 of the Sliffers, though. I would have liked to have at least had 1 alternate art obelisk. But so if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. You know the routine. Thank you. Bye.